but there were no graphs. So I wasn't the only one who, like we all said, like, where's the graphs? And the BCABA said, we don't have any graphs. We haven't graphed the data. And the committee chair says, well, you know that you're required to graph the data at least every 2 weeks and to submit the data with your billing once a month. And you're supposed to bring the graphs of the data to this meeting. Well, we didn't have time to graph, but we took data every day. And they had this box that they took out full of daily data sheets. And they didn't have them summarized in any way, shape, or form, let alone graphed, okay? Well, the committee chair, before anybody could say something, said, well, I'm sorry, we'll have to table this case, and we'll have to review it next month. Our committee only meets once a month. We'll review it next month. You need to bring us the graphs next time. For now, we'll just give you another additional month of approval so you can continue providing services at the level you're currently providing for one additional month. And they left. And I wasn't too happy that that was all that happened. But now is not the time for your tears. They came back the following month. And they did bring graphs this time. Not only did they bring graphs, they brought the parents to the meeting. And the parents all saying about how their child really needed more help and how they needed additional hours and that they had helped their child so much, but that they needed more help, that they used to get a lot of help and now they were only getting 10 hours a week and all that. It was kind of an emotional scene before we even got to the graphs. But then we got to the graphs, and the graphs look like this. Now, this is a made-up graph. This is not the real data that was presented in the meeting. It's an approximation of my recollection of what the graph looked like. But the data was graphed by month. Not by day, not by week, but by month. Okay. But that's not the biggest problem. But there was, and it went up in January. I just put January through the next January because by now there were 13 months of services provided. And if you just look at the graph without looking at anything else, it's, well, there were some up and downs initially, and then it went down, and then it was, wow, cut down, oops, and then cut down some more. Things are going well. And they said, yep, look at this, we're doing good, and we keep going down and down, but it's still not down to zero. It's still about 100 and some times per month. And it said and we said, okay, well, and what's this? And so what are those data points? And it was the total number of SIBs per month. Total number of SIBs per month. So I say, total number of SIBs per month. It seems like every 3 months it goes down, It's pretty, other than a little anomaly over here in terms of the data bounced down and then back up. It looks like every 3 months it goes down, like that. And you say total number of incidents. Who collects the data on the SIBs? And says, the behavioral assistant. The parents don't collect the data. It's the behavioral assistant. And what you're giving us here, I said, is that you say it's the total number of incidents per month? Yeah, we just totaled up how many incidents up in that month. And I said, okay, well, do you mean to say that in January, there were 40 hours a week of behavioral assistant, and there were 600 and some incidents. And in February, there were about 40 hours a week, and there were that many. But then by April, there were only 30 hours a week. So this is only 30 hours that data was collected. And am I right to say that over here in this graph where it went down, data was only collected for 20 hours a week, and that then the last 4 months you've only been there 10 hours a week, so the data is only collected 10 hours per week? He says, yeah. Well, and I said, excuse me a second. If you please give me the total numbers per month instead of just, I can't read them too well in the graphs. Do you have that with you? And they had it with them, and they gave me the totals, the actual numbers. And I did some quick math, and I did a quick graph, and it didn't take me too long to generate this graph. And this is not exactly what it looked like. It's not exactly what it looked like, but it kind of looked like that. A flat line. There were little ups and downs, but pretty much a flat line, because I converted it to number of SIBs per hour. So it had stayed around 4 SIBs per hour the whole 13 months, and the rate of the SIB had not really gone down. And these people kept saying how the child was improving and how good they've done the child. And if we just look at this graph, there was no improvement in that child. But now is not the time for your tears. Although I'm about to cry.